But Dr. Anshul Avijit, I'm going to come to you back, and I want to ask our producers to pull out the preferred chief ministerial face of our political stock exchange, and that invariably has seen Tejashwi Yadav right on top at 35.5%. Dr. Anshul Avijit, what is it that is deterring the Congress or Rahul Gandhi of coming out and announcing Tejashwi Yadav's name as the chief ministerial face? Multiple occasions he's done it himself, but the Congress is refusing to do it.
Preeti, I mean, somehow this is a question I least expected, so I'm suddenly taken aback and speechless about this.
So you're going into an election, how do you not expect this question?
No, I'm joking. It's quite the reverse. I've been asked, this is the only question I've been asked. And I wonder why anchors get so much pleasure about asking Congress spokesperson this question when it has nobody in Bihar is talking about it. It's only in TV rooms that this question is being asked repeatedly. Look, let me tell you this. You know, if the answer is some kind of a fait accompli, as you pulled out, then why ask this question? And let me tell you that in coalition dharma, anyone who is in a coalition, there is a certain principle, there is a sanctity of a coalition in which certain rules and principles are followed. That's absolutely correct. You know, in internal workings of the Congress, we have never revealed or never spoken about a name of a chief minister ever. Why don't you ask the NDA who their chief ministerial candidate is? It really doesn't bother us. We've never done it ourselves.
I comprehend your anger because you've been asked this question too many times.
No,
it's a plausible question, sir.
No, I'm not angry.
No, Dr. Anshul Avijit, I'll just say, allow me. It's a plausible question. Why do I not ask the NDAs? Because the NDAs made it very clear that they're fighting this election under Nitish Kumar. That is why I don't ask the NDA. Why I am asking you is, till now, if you're going into an election, you'll make it, and I'll tell you why, and I'll give you context to it. If you're going into an election, either you announce a chief ministerial face as an alliance, or you don't announce. Now, what's happened, Dr. Anshul Avijit, is the Congress hasn't announced. Half an hour ago, you had for the 6th time Tejashwi Yadav coming out and announcing himself as the chief ministerial face. Therefore, as a political journalist, it is a relevant question to ask Dr. Avijit.
Yeah. This was asked, you know, this has been asked every single time regarding any election which concerns the Congress and a Mahagatbandhan, whether it was UP or Bihar. No, nonetheless, you know, be as it may, I'm just saying that there is a sanctity of a Gathbandhan, which not just one party, it's a Gathbandhan that involves many parties, right, who have come together amicably in a very friendly way. You saw that the kind of traction that the voter Adhikar rally got, when all those leaders were on a jeep together, representing all the parties. They were living in the same compound together. The seat sharing is going on amicably.
So you're saying these are, all right, these are complications which arise of any alliance. That's what your answer is. But there's nothing wrong in the question, Dr. Anshul Avijit. You've been a journalist yourself at one point of time, and you'd agree that there is nothing wrong with that question. But having said that, I want to pull out, I want to bring in Sanju Verma. I'm sorry, not doctor, but you know, it's just a slip of tongue. But Sanju Verma, I want you to take a moment and reflect on the numbers that we've spoken of earlier. Let's pull out the political stock exchange numbers on what are the biggest issues where Bihar comes into question. And that, Sanju Verma, can be worrisome and also a reflection of what one can call the unemployment dole that the BJP is also announcing. Because right on top of it is unemployment, which is tracking that 38.4%. Nearly 4 people out of 10 feel that unemployment is the biggest issue which is facing Bihar right now. And tracking very close to that. And that could be, you know, maybe a niggle for the NDA, where vote chori is now tracking at 15.7%. Sanju Verma.
You know, Preeti, I'll answer this, but I have to make one point, and I hope I'll not be interjected. You know, I don't like this narrative being peddled time and again when BJP says we will give one-time cash transfer of 10,000 to every, woman who qualifies under some checks and balances. लोग कहते हैं अरे ये तो बीजेपी वोट खरीद रही है. In Karnataka, when the Congress promised 2,000 rupees a month under the Griha Lakshmi scheme, was that not vote खरीदना? तब आप कहते हो वाजी वाह. When Telangana में Revanth Reddy promised that he will give minority women 50,000 one-time cash transfer under the Indira Amma minority scheme, तब सबने कहा वाजी वाह. When Rahul Gandhi promised ahead of Lok Sabha 2024, हम जीत गए तो हर गरीब महिला को साल का 1 लाख रुपए देंगे. हर किसी ने कहा वाह जी वाह, but when BJP says we will transfer one time 10,000 to some poor and marginalized women in Bihar, सबके पेट में दर्द होता है. So let's be very clear. आप करो तो वाह जी वाह, BJP करे तो वोट चोरी, ये नहीं चलेगा. जनता जागरूक है. They can see through your charade. But I will say one thing, Preeti. I have data with me, and unemployment has actually fallen by 4.5% in the last 2 years alone. Inflation is at
Data point
barely
can be read in multiple
3.8%.
ways. That data point can be read in multiple names. Ma'am, 20 seconds, please finish. I want to take final comments. Finish, ma'am, quickly.
Yeah, my final comment is this. Each time you talk about the 10,000 dole out to women, do not forget that today there are 1.25 crore Jal Jeevan connections in Bihar. There are more than 2 crore people benefiting from Ayushman Bharat in Bihar. Don't forget that 57 lakh houses.
All right, I want to
have
give
been
30
built under
seconds to
Pradhan
each
Mantri
of
Awas
our
Yojana
panelists. Can we
in
begin
Bihar.
with the JDU spokesperson? Final pitch, 30 seconds. Make your point, sir. Do we have the JDU
So we
spokesperson?
have moved
Okay,
from
we
a
do. Go
jungle
ahead.
raj to Sushashan.
Okay.
Yes. So we have actually moved from jungle raj to Sushashan. We know that from 1990 to 2005, the period that we have seen is a shame on Bihar itself. And the Biharis who are, infamous today are all because of that period.
Okay, 30
From
seconds.
there,
I want
from
to
the
cut
negative
across to the
growth
RJD
rate.
spokesperson. Can I please get her? Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, it's not only unemployment that is the issue in Bihar. Migration is another issue. Law and order is another issue. And I want to ask Sanju Verma, why this 10,000 is in Bihar just before the elections? You were in power for past 20 years. You never thought of this 10,000.
Why
But
not?
just to get the vote,
Why not?
just before the election, you are reminded of this 10,000. That 10,000
Why
should
not?
be given to women.
Okay.
Have we broken the
really?
model code
Why
of
before
conduct
the
law?
election, Sanju
Have we
Verma?
broken the
And
model
why
code
Okay,
of
can we
conduct
not
law?
get into an
What's
argument?
the
Okay,
problem?
okay. I want to end it right there. I appreciate all four
I
of you
say
for
why
joining
not?
us. Thank you there.
Why not?
We are going to end it right there.